Hey guys, today I wanted to demonstrate how to use padlock shims. So we've got a 20-piece set and they come in 4 different sizes. So everything from small like this to extra large like this. And the difference is not necessarily the size of the metal ends that you grab onto here. It's the tooth size. So we're calling this a tooth. So you can see one is bigger than the other. And the purpose of that is to wrap around the shackle of padlocks. So you can see these are thinner, and this extra large one is way bigger than the diameter of the padlock that I'm working with here and that I will show you how to use. So I'm going to select the smallest size just because that's the closest to that diameter. So a little bit of nomenclature first. This is a single locking dog, so meaning that there is just one cutout or latch where it catches inside of the lock. So you're probably familiar with the old school lock on your locker at school. It's real easy to use these shims to open one of these because it's just a single locking dog. Whereas the key lock here that I'm going to demonstrate on the padlock is 2 different cutouts. So it's a little bit harder because you have to use 2 shims to open it. So I'll start with this just to show you how it's used here. So I'm going to lock the lock, make sure it's locked. And again, going with a small size here. And the way that you're going to do this is you're going to start on the opposite side of the lock. So basically most of them lock to the internal side. So meaning that there's an exterior and an interior side of this shackle. So I'm going to start here. And what you're going to do is just try to wedge it into that side. And as you're doing that, you're going to turn like this. You're just going to keep twisting it towards the inside here. You need a little bit of pressure, and you're just going to kind of rock the shim on this while you're twisting this. I'm going to wedge it into there. There you go. So that one's open. And hopefully you don't ruin the shim. These are they're not necessarily one-time use, but you can see what starts to happen to this is it starts to get kind of frayed. Sometimes this can get bent, so you really want to be careful when you're doing this, that you're not really over-twisting these if you want to save them. That's why we include a 20-pack, because you get 5 of each, so you've got a few extras. So the double locking dog is a little harder, so I'm going to lock that, and we're going to use 2 of the small ones. And again, I'm going to start to the outside. So if you have trouble getting these in here, it's probably hard to see, but you can kind of move the shackle back and forth to get a little bit of space around it. So that's something that you can experiment with as well. So again, I'm going to just go all the way down with this one, like so. And I'm just going to start one side at a time. It doesn't matter which. It's sometimes hard to identify if the lock even has 2 locking dogs or 1 locking dog, so you may have to kind of do 2 in the beginning. Again, I'm going to start to the outside, just like so, and twist and then move inside. So now I'm twisting towards the inside and pop it open. So that is a double locking dog with 2 of the smaller shims. So that's kind of how it works. Again, all you're trying to do is just wedge this in. And the reason you're starting on the outside and turning in is because that latch mechanism or the spring assisted mechanism that's pushing on that locking dog to lock the padlock, by attacking it from the outside and turning in like that, you're almost kind of like pushing it out of the way and allowing that spring assisted mechanism to release. So again, those are our padlock shims. They come in a 20-pack. And as you could see, it takes a little bit of finger pressure to move these things. So we have these pick handles that are good for comfort on some of our larger picks that you can cut down. You can cut one of these pieces into thirds, so they look like this. And you can put them on a shim, so they give you a little bit of extra finger comfort if you want to. So those are available as an add-on if you want to pick those up as well.